Two brothers are on a mission to risk everything to move their family cabin.
Every time I see it, there's no way I won't think about that.
Will their precious home and crew survive a slippery schlep across an icy lake?
I'm nervous.
Over hellish hills?
Worst case scenario, we wreck everything.
And through blinding blizzards?
It's a disaster. They're leaning so far
Brothers
over.
Sean and Wayne Bodenstab run a busy winter sports resort in Wapati Valley, Saskatchewan. During the holidays, they like to kick back and relax at their family's lakeside cabin in Kippabeskow. This luxury, three-story wood-framed home was built for their parents in 1986. It holds a special place in their hearts.
My parents were going to retire at the lake, and unfortunately my dad passed away before that day ever came.
Sean and Wayne lost their father in 2010, and this cabin is full of memories.
Every time I see it, there's no way I won't think about that. So there's definitely a sentimental attachment.
With a busy resort to run, Sean and Wayne don't have time to look after the cabin, let alone enjoy it with all their family. So they make the bold decision to move it to the resort. It sounds crazy to move a 70-ton house, but it's the only way the brothers and their families will ever get to use their cherished family home. This move isn't going to be cheap. It'll set Sean and Wayne back $20,000. Building the new foundations will be another $10,000, bringing the total cost to $30,000. But to them, it's a price worth paying.
Yeah, I think my dad would probably sitting down with us right now, and he'd be impressed.
Especially as this cabin is heavy, weighing in at 70 tons of solid spruce. Shifting at 50 miles from Kippabeskow, across the Canadian wilderness to the Brothers Ski Resort in Wapati Valley will be a dangerous challenge. And right at the start is one big, treacherous obstacle. To reach the road north, the house must first get around a vast lake. For a job this big, only the province's leading house movers will do, Carrie and Jim Neufeld.
It's about 1,100 square feet per floor, and the weight is quite a bit more than a bungalow home. We're looking at about 140,000 pounds, 130,000 pounds for the structure.
The route around the lake is blocked by trees. These are protected and cannot be cut down. So the team must haul the house across the lake itself, which right now is like a skating rink. The ice on the lake is frozen 2 feet thick. But that's not deep enough to support the 70-ton house. So the team's first task is to build a 2-mile reinforced ice road across the lake. They'll repeatedly flood a path with water, leaving it to freeze each night. Layer by layer, the ice will thicken up. The ice needs to be well over 4 feet deep to support the hefty house. That's a lot of ice they've got to make. To build this icy highway, the crew call in Gary Kozar, the best ice road builder this side of Saskatchewan.
This is fairly late in the year to be looking to make ice roads.
Gary drills holes in the ice at 60-foot intervals across the lake. He lowers in pumps to channel the water onto the ice, to flood the roadway.
It's a matter of judgment. You don't want to put on too much. You want to put it on in thin layers, a maximum of 1 inch to 2 inches. And you keep repeating this day after day after day.
While the ice road starts to take shape, Carrie's foreman Jim prepares to haul the house off its footings and load it onto the truck.
Okay, here we go.
And straight across, you would do the same thing?
That's the beam.
The house sits high on the riverbank, 6 feet above the ice road. To load it onto the trucks, the team must roll the house along 2 steel beams over the edge of the riverbank. They must leapfrog roller skates underneath the house until it reaches the ice road. Only when the house clears the bank can they load it onto wheels, hook up the truck, and get rolling across the ice.
The cold is really hard on all the equipment, and the hydraulics, it just doesn't respond the way you want it to, so everything seems to take about twice as long.
It's minus 30. The steel roller skates are frozen solid.
Okay, let's try it.
The house slowly rolls over the ice.
There's a lot of weight, so you can hear the rollers. There's some stress on them.
Suspended over the lake, one slip now, and it could plunge into the ice. With wheels under the rear and a truck hooked to the front, the cabin's epic journey is set to begin.
There's been a few sleepless nights when this thing could derail real quick and this move is done, like it's over.
It's 7 a.m. in rural Saskatchewan. And after successfully rolling this 70-ton, 3-story summer house onto the ice, Carrie's crew hope to haul it to Sean and Wayne's ski resort 50 miles away before sunset. Obstacle 1, the lake. Iceman Gary checks if his 2-mile frozen road will hold up.
Just arrived on site. I'm going to make my final inspection of the ice. Here we have just a smidgen over 44 inches of ice. Some minor cracking. I'm nervous.
The ice road is not quite 4 feet thick. The weight of the house and the truck combined is so much that if they travel across the ice in close proximity, the road could give way. So, to spread out the load, Carrie's crew will separate the truck from the house and connect them with a 100-foot-long steel cable. This way, he'll slowly tow the house across the lake to reduce the strain on the ice road.
I'm going to try to...
Carrie briefs his crew on the dangers ahead on the first stage of this 50-mile move.
I'm just going to touch a few things on safety in case a dolly drops through the ice. We're going to keep that load moving. If that happens, Jim, I'm going to wave you and you're just going to put full throttle.
In other words, if the ice cracks, floor the gas, boys, or risk sinking to the bottom of the lake.
There's a lot at risk. We stand a lot to lose here, but I don't know if we can do anything more.
Jim has drawn the short straw and is driving the lead truck.
Okay, let's go!
Stay 5 feet on that side of those holes.
Keep in mind that ice is the strongest under its first load. After that, it starts getting weak.
Between them and the bottom of the lake lies 30 feet of murky water.
I'm going to keep my speed here at 5 kilometers per hour. Come on. Come on, come on. Come on. The important part is we got to make it home to her. My 4-year-old daughter just turned 4 last week. So that's the important part. Safety first, you betcha. That truck in the back could be in danger.
The speed Jim drives across the ice road is critical. Motor too slowly. The ice could sag and crack around the house. Drive too fast. a wave of water could form underneath the ice, rising up to crack the surface. So Jim must keep on trucking at a steady 5 kilometers per hour, while the crew listen for telltale cracking sounds.
You just got to keep it moving. As soon as you stop the load, the ice loses its strength and it'll go down, and of course surface water, and that's a disaster.
They crawl across the lake with trepidation, and it's not long before they hit a major glitch.
Here's a crack right here. See?
The truck is close to the cracks.
Right here.
If they move too fast, the ice could give way.
Just maintain your speed.
Okay. About another 40 feet. Looking good, looking good. Keep her coming. Keep her coming. That's good there, Jim. Let's chalk that load.
Sean and Wayne can't believe it. Their home reaches the other side of the bank in one piece. But they can't relax yet. There are bigger hurdles to come.
I don't think it could have went any better. I was so happy.
Gary's not taking much credit on this project for himself, so I'll give him some credit.
Thanks, Gary.
Gary, come on.
All done.
Kerry's crew must drive it up a steep hill to reach the road north.
This hill is our next hurdle. It's the only thing that I'm really concerned about, stress on the house.
The hill is extremely steep and very tricky for a heavy house to climb. It could put a lot of pressure on the cabin's rear walls, with catastrophic results, collapsing into matchwood. To reduce the strain on the back of the house, Kerry plans to jack up the rear wheels to keep the load as level as possible. Wooden wedges will keep the building extra steady as it makes its ascent.
Okay, here we go.
With the house level, the tug of war begins to winch it up the hill.
All right, let's pull it ahead. If the line breaks or something like that, I mean, there's no way our truck will hold it. It's going to slide back down. Worst case scenario, we wreck everything.
Halfway up the hill, the house starts slipping. This is their worst nightmare.
And there's only one place for it to go, and that's back down onto the lake.
They need more winching power, and fast. So they rig a third truck to the front of the convoy.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I got the best staff possible. They're amazing. You guys see it.
If things continue to go the way that they are, I think we're in great shape. But you know, Mother Nature can play some crazy tricks on us.
2 p.m. They've made it up the hill, but now have 48 miles of narrow country roads, all before nightfall. 4 p.m. The team face yet another challenge. Low-slung power lines. The house may be too tall to squeeze underneath.
What we're doing here now is just getting a confirmed height on the building. We think it may be taller than what we had anticipated, so it's a pretty big deal.
Well, we have to make sure we have enough clearance between the building and our energized lines. If we're too close, it could flash across onto the building and damage equipment and have an outage.
The electricians have bad news for Kerry's crew.
We're 11-9.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll phone transmission.
The only way to drive down this road is to get the electricians to raise the cables.
every single one. It's stop, start, until the mother of all power cables brings this move to yet another halt.
It supplies a huge amount of customers. It's part of the main grid, 138,000 volt line that we need to be at least 6 feet away from. If you get closer than, I think, 6 feet, the building has a metal roof, so it'll act like a spark plug and it'll just drive right through the house and be a catastrophe.
So, how are we doing? Guys isolating the power line right now. Crew's ready to roll. They want you to send trucks ahead to control traffic, and you can start going that way.
Okay, I'll get in the truck, I'll let them know, and away we go.
Get on.
It takes 2 freezing hours to squeeze under the line. And just as they get back on the straight and narrow, Mother Nature has another surprise for them, a blizzard. The thick fog and freezing snow makes the road too treacherous.
This is a typical January day. It's too bad it's March.
The team are forced to pull over for the night.
There's just too much ice. We're not going to jeopardize the house and take it down an icy hill like this, though.
Move day 2 in Saskatchewan. The snowstorm has passed and the crew haul the house back onto the road. But they're not out of the woods yet. The road down to Sean and Wayne's ski resort is hemmed in with trees.
It's really tight. We got about a foot per side.
The branches could smash the cabin's windows.
And we got to stop. Some trees in the way we're going to have to remove.
There's a few there.
Yeah, there's several up there, a bunch up here.
So brothers Sean and Wayne race to the rescue.
Gotta widen this out, clear all the snow, drop all the trees.
Felling trees so close to the house is risky, but this final obstacle isn't going to hold up their father's cabin.
Right behind us is the corner, so we're only 300 yards from our getting out of the woods here.
Don't lose your nerve now, Jim. The cabin's new home is just around the corner.
A bit of a drop, like in the center, as you come off the road shoulder,
Okay.
and into that pasture.
After hours on icy roads, the cabin finally arrives at Sean and Wayne's ski resort.
This is it.
They did awesome. Helped us out in every challenge. I mean, a lot of trees to cut. Everybody plugged away and we got it done. It was a great team. A great effort.
It's a huge relief. I think once the ice road was behind us, that was probably the biggest question mark. No, Newfelt's have done a good job. No, first class.
Four months after the move, the brothers have wasted no time in completely renovating the cabin.
We're absolutely ecstatic with the way the whole project, came together.
With the cabin sat firmly on the new foundations, they've given the house a beautiful makeover from top to bottom. Thanks to the move team, the family can enjoy their father's legacy all year round for many generations to come.
He was always up for a challenge, so I'm sure he's still looking down on us, and I'm sure he's got a big smile on his face.
It feels good that it came together and it's still in the family, and it's going to be here for many years to come, so it's great.